Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of TCW. And up first, match 1, we have ourselves a fatal foursome between Pentagon Jr., the Great Muta, Roddy Piper, and the Macho Man, Randy Savage. 3 of these competitors making their TCW debut. And the Macho Man competed in the main event in week 1, and now here he is opening the show in what should promise to be a very exciting matchup. Wrestling insiders and TCW fans alike predicting that, basically calling this match a pseudo #1 contenders match for the US title. Again, that's unofficial, but the winner, depending on how they win, very likely will be in contention for that US title. And these are some of the most exciting prospects on the TCW roster for sure. And it looks as though Pentagon is already busted open, and we are not even 5 minutes into this matchup. It's hard to tell with that mask on, but it is, yes, Pentagon Jr. has been busted open. And I can only assume that Muta is up to his same old tricks. There's so much action going on in the ring in these fatal foursome matchups. It's hard to call and easy to miss. Now again, this is the debut for Piper, Pentagon, and Muta. And Muta and Pentagon strike me as 2 of the very most brutal competitors who are currently on the TCW roster. Muta, one of the mystics of the Orient, came up with the likes of Great Kabuki and learned the tricks of the trade, while Pentagon learned his trade in Mexico, becoming a star across the border and abroad, or not abroad, domestically rather. Piper, a brawler, one of the toughest, grittiest competitors you'll face. Very exciting to see how they perform in their debut match. And a nice pile driver there by Macho. I mean, Pentagon is breathing rarefied air truly by facing these legends of the squared circle. Muta, certainly a legend in Japan, and Piper and Savage, definitely legends from their stints in WCW and WWF. Pentagon can make a name for himself tonight. It looked like Muta sprayed mist. I'm not sure who, if anyone, it hit. Perhaps it hit Piper. Piper low blows him back. Swift revenge by the rowdy one. Now a reminder, there is a 30-minute time limit. We saw that rule nearly come into effect in the main event last night as Flair and Sting had an absolute barn burner of a match. Sting will be in competition tonight in match 2. So be sure to stay tuned to see our U.S. title holder compete as he will team with the Ultimate Warrior, and a team that was formed many years ago. They call themselves the Blade Runners. Warrior currently involved in the World Heavyweight title tournament. And we will see 2 more matches from that tournament to close out round 1. Those will be the last matches on the card, as Bruiser Brody will face Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, and Kenny Omega will take on Hiromu Tanahashi. Or Hiroshi Tanahashi, my mistake. And a nice package pile driver there by Pentagon Jr. And a glorious pin attempt there, and it's broken up by Piper and Savage. Not sure what the strategy was there. Generally, the more people involved, the less likely you are to win, but to each his own, I suppose. Nice code breaker by Pentagon. And I would certainly like to see all of these competitors receive title matches at some point. But if anyone is to win this matchup, I would certainly say they deserve to get a title match. That's just my opinion, though. Sting is no cakewalk, though. And while Savage did take part in that title match, I'm sure a one-on-one matchup would certainly shake out differently, even if the same person wins. And another code breaker there by Pentagon. And a great suplex there by Savage. Pentagon is bleeding on the outside. You have to wonder what toll that blood is taking, whether it's getting in his eyes, affecting his eyesight. Also, what mental effect could that be having? You know, some people can kick into that 4th gear when they see blood. It's like a fight or flight response, and other people completely shut down. It seems as though Pentagon is moving forward. Seems relatively unaffected, but Muta pulls out that foreign object again and is going to town on the forehead of Pentagon. And he just spit a green mist into the face of Savage, and you can see his face and chest are absolutely painted. And I am sorry, folks, I believe Pentagon Jr. was just eliminated. I believe by submission. I did not even see it. And we are at the 18-minute mark. And these competitors are going to have to make fast work of the remaining, or their 2 opponents. Take this home, as there is less than 11 and a half minutes rather to win this match. Otherwise, we could be seeing a rematch next week if no one is to get a pinfall or submission. Again, these are 3 absolute legends of the ring with very distinct styles. Very unique, is Piper looking for submissions Savage, a very high impact, high work rate worker. Muta, very close to Savage's style. He's more of a happy medium. He is brutal in his offense and very explosive as well. Definitely a dream mix of talents here, and they are all on the TCW roster. I mean, at this point, you might have been able to predict Pentagon being eliminated first. I mean, he clearly doesn't have the experience that Savage, Piper, and Muta have. He's a great competitor. He just, he seemed to not have enough tricks up his sleeve to last. However, between these three, I really couldn't tell you who I would think would take home the victory. And Muta, again, has that foreign object out and handy. And Piper is busted open. Again, what effect will that have? As he is pouring blood onto the mat. Double axe handle there by Savage. These two competitors must be careful not to get counted out. Otherwise, now Savage will take home the victory via count out. I'm sure he's hoping that happens. I know he's a gamer, a very competitive wrestler, but if you could take home a win, you got to take it any way you can get it. Muta could be disqualified if he doesn't, and he does drop the chair. He was 1 second away from being sent packing. And all three competitors down now. They all seem to have cracked heads. We have less than 5 minutes until we will go to a three-way draw, time limit draw. They have to have a sense of urgency about them now, as Muta should be looking to pin. And again, sprays the mist. And a nice gut-wrench suplex there by Savage as the anticipation builds. Will one competitor be able to pull this out in just under 3 minutes? I don't know, folks. With these competitors, I have no idea. Nice knee drop there by Savage. We might be seeing this match take place again next week if we do not have a victor. Another gut-wrench suplex by Savage. What move is it going to take to put it away? And it looks like Muta was able to eliminate Randy Savage with a figure 4 leg lock, and now he has the momentum. I believe Piper has one elimination, Muta another, and there is under 1 minute left to score the pinfall or submission in this pseudo #1 contenders match. Can they complete the mission as Piper He's going to have to go for a pinfall now. And this will go to a time limit draw. And what a match it was in the first time limit draw we had on TCW television. And what a match it was. I can only imagine that we will see a rematch take place next week to determine once and for all a number one contender between the great Muta and Roddy Piper. What a match that was. And again, moving forward, we will see the Blade Runners in action, and their opponents will be Okada and Nakamura. So stay tuned for that matchup.